Good morning, everyone. I'm Luis Ortiz, and today we're gonna go ahead and test out the Lumberjack Mesquite Blend Pellets. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, hey man, how come you got this pirate action going on? Well, I got an, what is it called? An anterior and an intermediate chamber issue on my eyeball. I don't know what that means. Well, basically, I'm gonna see a surgeon this week. Hopefully they can save my eyes, so I really don't feel like being a permanent pirate, guys. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get this done.
Alrighty, guys. So today, I didn't feel like having a big old brisket, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and get something small like this. This is a chuck roast, prime, boneless, whatever. Right, so let's go ahead and get this thing going. Now, as far as the rub is concerned, we're gonna go ahead and get you treated with a little bit of black pepper, and this is one of my favorite rubs right over here, guys. It's pretty outstanding. If you have an HEB, this is what to get. But you have to put some pepper first and foremost, otherwise it's not gonna stick. Now we're gonna hit it with this brisket rub right over here, guys. We're gonna go ahead and leave it overnight, and then tomorrow morning we're gonna go ahead and hit it on the Recteq. So let's go. So we are at 180 degrees now. The Recteq turns off and on just to maintain those temperatures. So let's go ahead and put the meat in. There we go. Put it right here in the middle. And I'm gonna put this bad boy right over here. So we're gonna cook it just like a brisket, guys. I've never done it this way for this particular cut of meat, but let's see how it goes. And let's go ahead and shut it on. Let's go ahead and bring it down. There we go. So we'll go ahead and see you guys in a bit. So it's been about 2 hours or so, give or take. Internal temperature is about 120 degrees. Let's go ahead and check it out. You ready? Let's go. This bark is really, really good. I like it. I like the smoke flavor of it too. I really do. It doesn't have that sweet aroma. It doesn't have that sweet aroma that you usually get on different pellets. So far, Lumberjack has always, hit it real good, man. So far, I'm really liking it. Let's go ahead and close it down. And we'll go ahead and touch base back once it's ready to wrap. So it's been about 4.5 hours. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. I just bumped up the temp to about 250. So let's see what we got. Man, look at this color right over here, guys. I'm really, really liking this color a lot. That smoky flavor, man. That aroma that these pellets are coming out, it's a bit stronger than what I'm usually used to, so I kind of like it. Oh yeah, we still got plenty of pellets left, so that's good. All right, guys, next time you see us, we're gonna go ahead and do the wrap. So the meat is already in the 160s. Let's go ahead and take it out and start the wrapping process. Look at that. Let's go ahead and put it back in. Just like that. Can't forget the meat probe. So let's go ahead and put this guy right over here towards the center. There we go. About there is fine. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and take it out once it's probe tender. So we are approaching the 200s. Let's go ahead and start probing this thing to see how tender it is. Okay, I like that. Not a whole lot. I'm gonna give it just maybe like 5 minutes. One side is pretty good, but the other side still needs just a dash more. Once it's nice and tender and everything, then it's time to go ahead and rest it, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, so we finally let it rest. A piece of meat like this doesn't take a whole lot of time, but we still left it for about an hour and some change. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what we got. Bruh, I didn't realize that this thing would get, you know, this juicy. So that's pretty interesting. Wow. Well, alrighty. Look at the bark on this thing, guys. It's nice. I like it. You know, and that's one of the things that I always look into when it comes to pellets. You know, when we used to use a lot of the pit boss stuff, and you guys can take a look at some of those videos there, the bark wasn't as dark as this, right? It would have maybe like a little mahogany color, but it wasn't like this, right? So it wasn't up until we got lumberjack stuff that we started getting really, really good results. So that's one of the things that I always look into when it comes to comparing, you know, pellets, right? Knotty wood, it did give me a lot of the bark, so that's pretty good. But this is the mesquite, and the mesquite is a blend, right? And it uses red oak, right? And they told me in an email that the red oak has a similar flavor to mesquite, although a lot milder. So they used to have a 100% mesquite pellet, but they ended up reducing that because not a lot of people found the pure mesquite wood to be as pleasant as oak or anything else, right? I'm from South Texas, mesquite is life, but you know what? It is what it is. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what we got here. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Decent smoke ring. Oof. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look. Take a little bite off of this fatty one. The one thing I would have liked about a chuck roast is the fat cap, because that's what I kind of miss with the brisket. But you know what? We're tasting it. The primary flavor that I'm getting is kind of a mixed, right? It's half of the smoke and half of the seasonings, right? Neither of them overpower the other. Okay, the little aftertaste is a bit more smoky rather than the initial. So that's interesting. Okay. I'll say this, the smoke flavor kind of builds up a bit. You don't get it initially. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it, because you don't really, I mean, it's kind of like 50 smoke and 50 seasonings. But as you keep, you know, eating through it, it starts to stay a little bit longer, you know, the smoke flavor. But it's not like a rich smoke. It's kind of, it's not bitter either. It's just, it's kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I see where you're coming from, and it just kind of like stays there for a little bit longer. Do I prefer it over their 100% oak? I'll give my final thoughts here in a bit. To be honest, I might prefer this flavor over the oak. It's kind of like comparing a Swiss cheese versus a cheddar cheese, right? The Swiss cheese, you'll get it like, oh, okay, this is nice. You know, this is pretty mellow. I like it. Flavor. All right, I see where you're coming from. Gotcha. This is more like a sharp cheddar cheese, where you'll get the flavor, but it's more like, oh, okay. You eat it and you're like, okay, I taste half and half. You know, I can taste some of it. I can taste some of the seasonings. It's kind of like a combination between the two, right? But then as you keep eating along, you're just like, oh, okay, you're showing up. You're here. But it's not a bold flavor either. It's kind of like a little bit sharper, right? It's a little bit more sharp. That's the best way that I can describe it, guys. So I I like both flavor profiles, but this one, I don't know, I might like it a little bit more, mainly because it kind of like stays with you for a bit longer. I don't know if it's gonna be worth switching all to Mesquite Blend. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I mean, they're both great, but it's not enough for me to say, all right, buy oak, and let me go ahead and get some of this Mesquite Blend. I don't think so. I think they're pretty close to each other, but this one is a little bit sharper. If you already have that Lumberjack oak pellets, perfect, stay with it. But if you want, something just a little bit sharper, try some of this stuff. It's gonna be pretty awesome. We got plenty of bags in here of different brands that we're gonna go ahead and test out for you guys. So stick around, like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Later.